Thank you for continuing to tune in to Monday Night Raw and joining us once again for part 2. We're going to shift our gears here and turn our attention to the European Champion, Sami Zayn, as he's going to be speaking. Wait a minute. As you can see, that is not Sami Zayn, that is Samoa Joe. And we'll get back to that, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, your European Champion, Sami Zayn here, basically speaking about how he believes he's being treated unfairly here, being put in matches that he's not agreeing to, and very dangerous matches, tables matches. Sami Zayn saying people were jumping him from behind, attacking him, basically referencing Itami last week. Sami Zayn believe there's a conspiracy going on against him here. As once again, he feels he's been being treated highly unfairly, but I got to disagree with that, man. Now basically calling out Itami. Oh, that's not true. Come on, man. That's not true. See, Sami Zayn... Oh, keep quiet. Well... Yeah. It's that easy, huh, Sammy? Well, Sami Zayn basically speaking to conspiracy theories here in the WWE on Monday Night Raw, basically saying he's being treated unfairly, and like I said, being forced to defend his title when he doesn't want to, against people that he doesn't want to, in matches that he doesn't want to, so much so that he no-showed a few weeks ago. However, he was able to finally vanquish Rob Van Dam last week in a very, very violent, scary situation out here last week when Rob Van Dam was pile drove from the ring apron through a table at ringside. Now, Sami Zayn did keep his European Championship, and we know that Rob Van Dam, he suffered a lot of neck damage taking that pile driver, and he's going to be out for quite some time. His MRIs did come back positive, and we wish him the best of luck in his recovery. But again, speaking about Sami Zayn and addressing Hideo Itami last week, after the match, Hideo Itami did come out here and basically make it known his intentions are locked on the European Championship, and that's great, you know, but I guess that's, he figured that's the way you have to get Sami Zayn's attention. You kind of got to get under his skin, and Itami did just that. So Sami Zayn basically saying, you want it, you got it. Setting up a match right here for next week. European Championship match. Sami Zayn and Hideo Itami. So do not forget about that. But again, we're going to shift our focus as we see the current Raw Tag Team Champions headed down to the ring with Zack Ryder in the driver's seat. Kurt Hawkins and Tony Nese. Again, you got to give these guys congratulations, and I'm gonna go ahead and sidetrack here and say, wow. Those championship belts, I'm going to say that's a huge improvement over what we did have. And with everything changing here on Raw and CM Punk at the helm, and the tag team division is just exploding. It's just been bolstered over the last few weeks. I guess it's only fitting that we introduce new tag team championships, and there you go. Beautiful, beautiful championship belt, I got to say. I am a fan of that. Good job there, guys. I guess their first act as champions right there. A successful one. Now, we'll have to see if they're able to defend those titles tonight against a team you may not be familiar with, and that's quite all right. These two guys are still performing down in NXT. However, they were hand-picked by New York's Finest tonight to be the first tag team title defense. Now, can you imagine if the Street Profits were to walk away here with a win and those tag team titles and bring them back down to NXT? That would be wild. But I don't know. We'll have to see. They're going to have to be on their A game here, and not only that, even a loss here could benefit the Street Profits in the sense that all eyes are on you. When you're on Monday Night Raw, and no diss to SmackDown, I love SmackDown, I look forward to watching SmackDown every week, but when you're on Monday Night Raw, what is this? Speaking of being on Monday Night Raw, oh, That's Big E. Oh. Well, I mean, if you caught last week's Monday Night Raw, you saw that little video clip there of Big E as we went off the air, and Big E is speaking about some frustrations he has with the way things are going, not only in WWE but in society, and that's a lot of the things he was saying. I don't necessarily agree with, but we're gonna shift focus here to what's going on in the ring as Big E continues to look on, as the world does. And I'm going back to my point here. When you're on Monday Night Raw, you have the eyes. You have the eyes of the entire WWE audience on you. You have the eyes of CM Punk on you. You have Vince McMahon watching you right now. So Street Profits are definitely coming out here to, I'm sure they're looking to pull off a victory and take those tag team championships, but they're at the very least looking to impress here tonight. And Kurt Hawkins, impressive in his own right with that elbow drop. He is in full control right now, and I believe that's Angelo Dawkins that Hawkins is mixing it up with right now. Hawkins able to send him into the corner. Here we go. That's some classic stuff right there, just bashing your opponent's face in. It ain't pretty, and it ain't complicated, but it's damn sure effective. Angelo Dawkins has got to regroup here and get back to his feet. He doesn't stand a chance on his back here against Kurt Hawkins. And again, you got to wonder how these guys are going to fare. I'm speaking about Kurt Hawkins and Tony Nese. Two gentlemen that haven't... yeah, well, he's caught the eye of Angelo. And Angelo knows Big E is out there. And again, like I said, this could be looked at as a scouting party here. Maybe Big E's trying to get a closer look at somebody. Maybe it's the street. Maybe Big E's looking at Zack Ryder and New York's finest. I don't know. But regardless, we're going to have to try to block out the distractions here and focus on this match. As Hawkins whips Angelo Dawkins into the corner. And I mean, it's bad enough that Big E's out here, and we also have Samoa Joe. Crazy back there in the back, just beating the shit out of anybody he can get his hands on. I mean, let's think about it. So far tonight, we've seen Samoa Joe attack 2 security guards, put them in the hospital. That wasn't enough for him. Samoa Joe went back and attacked his own limousine driver with a chair and powerbombed him through the windshield. Samoa Joe, at this juncture in the night, has put 3 men in the hospital. And there you go, Tony Nese sending Montez Ford over the top, and he knocks Angelo Dawkins out to follow. And Big E's still out here looking on as Nese takes flight, and that's where Tony Nese can kill you. He is an aerial assassin. And right there, he shows Kurt Hawkins doesn't even have to leave the ring apron. Tony Nese has this under control. Big slam to Angelo on the outside, and Tony Nese. There you go. You see Big E with a whole new attitude, a whole new outlook on life, and I'm not sure if I'm on board with this guy, but like I said, we'll have to address that at a later time. It's Montez Ford with a nice reversal there, looking to pick the offense up, but Tony Nese able to come out of it and beat down Montez real quick there. And again, Tony may be looking for a tag, but it looks like he's heading up top here. And Tony Nese had some intentions. Oh my God! And when the spotlight is on you, ladies and gentlemen, that is what you do. Tony Nese and Kurt Hawkins able to pick up the victory and defend those tag team championships for the first time. And you see there, hell of an impact right there, as Big E was out there looking on the whole time. And again, you got to wonder what that's about. Nonetheless, I'm impressed week after week here with New York's finest and what they've been able to do since coming together as a team under the helm of Zack Ryder, the tutelage there. Zack Ryder looking on, and he's on cloud 9 right now. As you see, Big E has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's tensions lifted a little bit here. But nonetheless, congratulations to the new tag team champions, and forgive me if I'm a little on edge. A lot going on around here. I got to watch my back, but we're going to take a quick commercial break here. Like I said, we got a lot more action in store. Be sure to come right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to shift our focus now to the Intercontinental Championship, and we're going to take you back to the events that unfolded last week in the number one contenders match featuring Cesaro taking on Jinder Mahal. And this was a hell of a back and forth match. Cesaro was able to finally gain control, and all of a sudden, you heard the music of his former tag team partner, Sheamus, which caught everybody in the arena off guard. Jinder was able to catch Cesaro there and roll him up and get a quick surprise 1-2-3 victory. But a victory is a victory nonetheless. Jinder Mahal did win the match and was awarded number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. So he's now got to be focused on The Undertaker. Cesaro, on the other hand, basically was just in bewilderment of what the hell happened. And like I said, we're going to take you now, and we're going to show you what happened after we went off the air. Behind the scenes there, Cesaro headed back into the gorilla position. Like I said, he's just asking anybody he can, what's going on, who did it, who played the music, who's responsible for this. Cesaro's got to find an answer. And apparently no one knew, but when Cesaro entered the dressing room, take a look at this. Obviously somebody in there, looks like Cassius Ohno from NXT. And take a look at what transpired here. And we welcome you back to Monday Night Raw once again, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for some Raw women's action here. As Ruby Riott will be teaming up with Asuka to take on Sasha Banks. Possibly going alone in a handicap match, unless she was able to find a tag team partner. So we'll have to wait and see how that transpires. But basically I want to speak on a little bit about what we just saw before the commercial break with Cesaro. Going back to the back and confronting the man responsible for his loss, Cassius Ohno. Now, if you're not familiar, Cassius Ohno and Cesaro did travel the independents for quite a long time as a tag team who found success basically everywhere they went. I mean, and I feel like Cassius Ohno wants a taste of that back. He said he hasn't had a whole lot of luck down in NXT, and he's noticed since the bar has split that Cesaro's kind of been having his trouble here and there, but Cassius Ohno proposed getting back together, getting the band back together, so to speak, but Cesaro, you saw his answer right there, plain, clear, and simple. He is not interested, and he's obviously not happy about missing out on that Intercontinental Championship, and you can't blame him. Again, if you're not here to win titles, there's the door, man. But we'll have to see how that unfolds here in the coming weeks. I'm very interested. It's a very peculiar action for Ohno to take against one of his best friends. I mean, maybe that's the risk. I don't know. But anyway, again, once again, I find myself distracted and on another. There's just so much going on Monday Night Raw. It's hard to stay on track here, but anytime the Empress of Tomorrow is within your presence, I think you should be paying attention, you know. This woman commands respect. This woman commands all eyes on her when she's in that ring. Absolutely one of the most dangerous female competitors we have here in the WWE. And again, I know Sasha Banks isn't the most popular lady backstage, and she's not the most well-loved by the fans, but she may be in a little bit of trouble here tonight if she doesn't have a tag team partner going at it against Asuka and Ruby. She better hope somebody's willing to team up with her. Sasha Banks can be, she has a reputation for being a little selfish and looking out for Sasha. I mean, in this business, though, that's the best way to stay safe. And like it or hate it, I mean, this is a tough business full of backstabbers and snakes and connivers, and Sasha Banks is smart enough to know that. But again, there are times when you piss off the wrong people or too many people, such as Sasha's done with Ruby and Asuka. You're going to have to answer the bell. And it doesn't hurt once in a while to have a partner or somebody watching your back, that's for sure. And I'm curious to see who is willing to team up with Sasha Banks. Again, she's fairly new to the Raw roster, so I mean that brings in another wild card there. I mean, nobody really knows her too well. Nobody knows her well enough to team up. I'm curious to see if she's got anybody. I assume that she does. I'm waiting just like you all. Well, let's see. Holy shit! Do thine eyes deceive me? Ladies and gentlemen, the Queen has arrived on Monday Night Raw. Charlotte Flair, and we know the history between Charlotte and Sasha. Obviously the trust is there, the familiarity is there. These two have been up and down on opposite sides of the fence. They've been best friends, bitter enemies. Sasha Banks has found her an ace, believe me. The daughter of the legendary Hall of Famer Ric Flair. Wow, Sasha. I got to give you credit for that. And you saw, I don't know if you caught it there, but the look on Asuka's face, she was shocked. And you can see Ruby not straying too far from Asuka there. And that's not a bad way to be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get set here. Let's do this. It looks like Sasha Banks has recruited a new member to the Raw roster, and it seems like that's happening every week now. I'm not complaining. But we are seeing a complete facial makeover here for Raw. Sasha Banks starting off vicious moves to the knees there to Ruby Riott. I'm still in a little bit of shock here, and again, it seems like every week I find myself saying that, but you talk about an A+ player right there. That is a great pickup for Monday Night Raw, I gotta say. Sasha with a beautiful takeover. Oh, and she paintbrushed Ruby right there. Just disrespecting the shit out of Ruby Riott. And Sasha Banks, not short on confidence here tonight, but she's got to be more aware than that. She's got to do more damage before she can start prancing around the ring like that. Oh, what a heavy chop that was. And Sasha Banks is more than capable of taking care of herself in that ring, but again, when you're in there with the likes of someone like Asuka or Ruby Riott, doesn't hurt to have somebody watching your back with a beautiful Shining Wizard there. It's not going to be enough to put the Empress away. And again, the crowd is chanting for Charlotte. They want to see her in this match. And I don't blame them as Asuka's hung up on the top there. Sasha is in control, and it looks like I thought she was going over there to make the tag, but sends Asuka over the top and follows it up there, and Asuka's in a little bit of trouble, and here we go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Queen! As she goes over and heads over to Ruby Riott, but Ruby was waiting. And Ruby's not going to bow down to anybody, but she may have just pissed Charlotte off, and look at this. Charlotte just grabs Ruby and brings her between the ropes. Oh, wow! And Asuka tried to get there, but she just missed. Just missed Charlotte, and here we go. Oh, Charlotte with a reversal, and this is a dream match if I've ever seen one, folks. Charlotte playing in the crowd as she will. And you gotta understand that's just in her blood. I mean, that is who she is. That courses through her veins right there. She is a showman for sure. Oh, and Sasha! Look at the cheap shot by Sasha right there. Tossing Asuka off the top, and that's not going to make Asuka happy, but here we go. Asuka's going to try from the other side of the ring, and Sasha once again with the dirty tactics there, which gives Charlotte the advantage, and that is not something you ever want to hear somebody say. Charlotte, oh, and Sasha with Asuka with a nice takeover, and she follows it up with a hell of a shot to the chest there, and the Queen is rocked. And so far, so good for Asuka and Ruby here. Unable to plan for this opponent. They may have thought they were coming into a handicap match tonight, so in no way, shape, or form were either one of these two ladies prepared for Charlotte Flair. I was not prepared for Charlotte Flair. Oh my God! And you can see what she brings to the table, folks. Ability, 100. Absolute charisma, 100. Strength, 100. I mean, this is an A-plus player. And look at the technical abilities on display there as a picture-perfect suplex is hit to Ruby Riott. And the addition of Charlotte Flair, I mean, that's got to catch the eyes of every woman on the roster, not just Asuka and Ruby right now. You got to wonder how Naomi's feeling as Charlotte sets her up. Oh my God! And she just ran through Ruby with a spear. She just cut Ruby Riott in half with that spear. My God, the athleticism just broods from Charlotte, and look at this, soaking it all in. Once again, oh, and she delivers a shot to Asuka. And Charlotte is in full control right now as she delivers another shot there to Ruby. And she may be setting her up. And she flips over, and there it is, natural selection. Asuka's out on the outside. Sasha basically doesn't have to do shit right now. Stand here and collect a paycheck as Charlotte comes in and dominates on her debut. What an impressive display. Take a look at this here. Some highlights. Sasha with that huge shining wizard. I think it was just a little too early in the match, but right there, Charlotte just split Ruby Riott in half and follows it up with the natural selection. Put Ruby away. Like I said, the entire women's division of Raw has got to be put on notice now. Sasha just went from worst to first in my eyes, picking up that free agent. Unbelievable. Charlotte Flair, Monday Night Raw. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget our main event tonight is going to be Apollo Crews finally hoping to resolve his issues with Aiden English after all these months. He'll get his chance one-on-one. Oh, fuck. And Samoa Joe, security cameras. Obviously, we have no security here tonight. Samoa Joe basically killed them all. And now he's beating up on a referee. I don't even know where they're at. Is that somebody's office? Joe. Samoa Joe has recently just been disgruntled, and now he's gone psychopathic. Oh my God, he just broke that man's back. Jesus Christ. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us now, you picked the best and worst time. I mean, we have had one hell of a night here. I mean, so many people have been sent to the hospital. It's not funny, but Samoa Joe is absolutely on the warpath here, and for everyone in attendance, I fear for your safety. You better have eyes in the back of your head. I know I got security around me right now, so. Oh, but anyway, as you see, we have the new and improved Apollo Crews making his way to ringside now, as he's finally, after months of just anguish and hate and rage that's built up inside of him, he's finally going to get his one-on-one opportunity at Aiden English, the man who was able to win over the Raw contract back in the late part of the year last year, and essentially put Apollo Crews out of a job opportunity there. And Apollo has held Aiden English personally accountable for that. And he's been making his life a living hell since being signed to the Raw roster here by General Manager CM Punk. But this is not going to be an easy task, as you can see. Aiden English obviously accompanied by his boys there. And those are some very capable boys. I mean, you want to talk about top-notch security here in the building. Look no further than the security surrounding Aiden English. More specifically, Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan is the man who is responsible for our Universal Champion being out of contention right now. And I mean, like it or hate it, Lars did what he needed to do. He sent a statement, you know. I mean, he's not quite in line for a Universal Championship shot yet at this point in his career, but he made it well known that not only does he believe that he's ready, but he believes that he belongs. He believes that Universal Championship should already be around his waist. So in order to really facilitate that fact, he really did the unthinkable there at King of the Ring and possibly broke Sting's ankle. Again, I mean, I don't know how accurate the reports are. We're hearing strain, we're hearing fracture. I have not heard the word broken ankle other than out of Sting's mouth, and you can't blame him for being in that much pain, but we really don't know the status of our Universal Champion, and that's a scary thought. You know, Dolph Ziggler's got to be wondering. I mean, he's in line for the next Universal Championship shot at Extreme Rules, and that's if Sting is able to make it. I don't know, but again, focusing on this match right now, how can you not be thinking about Sting right now? I don't know. But Apollo Crews hits a beautiful dropkick there, and you can see Apollo's in amazing shape since coming back to Monday Night Raw here. But he's going to have to contend with the likes of Aiden English, and like I said, the Gentleman's Club on the outside, but that doesn't seem to bother him. He gets that double leg takedown and delivers those fists to the face, and I am sure with every shot, with every bit of physical contact that's initiated to Aiden English's face, Apollo Crews is just relishing every second of it. Now, I can't personally sit here and agree with Apollo Crews. Oh my. These two men were put in a best-of-7 series. The winner received a Raw contract. I mean, both of these guys knew what was on the line. Both of these guys took each other to the limit. Of course, that series went the full 7 matches, and Aiden English was able to pull out the victory in Game 7, and that's great. But, again, Apollo Crews seems to have taken it a little more personally than I think he should have. Oh, and you can see right there some retribution in his eyes. And here he goes. He's attacking Jack Gallagher now. Apollo Crews taking on all comers. He seems to have no intimidation here until just now, and rightfully so, as Lars Sullivan, the monster, is cornering, stalking Apollo Crews, and Crews wise, very wise to get back in that ring. And Aiden English once again dumping him over the top there and showing his prowess. But Apollo Crews, of course, not having any of it, just swinging away at Aiden, hoping to hit anything he can, but coming up unsuccessful there. And again, the rise of the Gentleman's Club seems to be a focus here on Monday Night Raw over the last few months. Oh my God! But tonight, Apollo Crews says bring them all on. As he bicycle kicked the shit out of Jack Gallagher, and now he's bouncing Aiden English's face off the announce table, looking to rearrange those facial features, and once again, beelining for Jack Gallagher. Lars Sullivan just standing there waiting his turn, but Crews isn't going to give him that opportunity. And again, wisely, Apollo Crews using his speed to get the hell out of there. Holy God, he just took Aiden English's head off. And Apollo Crews is determined to show us what he's got here tonight. And I gotta say, I'm a little impressed with what I've seen so far. Again, maybe that teaming up with somebody with the likes of the Universal Champion Sting and the former WWE Champion Daniel Bryan. I mean, that has to rub off on you. Hanging around those two guys, I'm sure he picked up a lot of advice there. And you can see the distractions here. There's just too much out there for Apollo Crews to keep up with. That's what you would think. But then he hits a move like that. A nice counter to a backdrop there into a crossbody. And Crews with a standing moonsault. Executed to perfection. And Lars Sullivan once again on the ring apron. I don't know what his beef is with the referee. I guess he's just trying to give Aiden English a little bit of time to breathe here. As English is not faring well in this match at all. Crews whips him into the corner. Follows up with a gorgeous jumping clothesline. And Crews is poised right now. I mean, obviously in the driver's seat here. As he leaps over Aiden English, rebounding off the ropes and hits another just beautiful drop kick. And Aiden English may be in trouble here. This match is certainly going Apollo's way. And he's got him up. And look at the power on display. His Crews all the way up and English all the way down. And he follows it up. He follows it up with another moonsault. 1, 2, and Aiden English able to get the shoulders off the mat just in time. My goodness. Aiden English, again, he's going to have to get something going here. I mean, Gentleman's Club on the outside or not, it doesn't seem to be helping him too much. But there you go, able to regain control. And that's one of Aiden English's strong qualities right there, is no matter how down he is, he's never out. Always finding a way to come back, always finding a reversal, always finding a way to slow things down like this right here. Nothing more frustrating to an opponent than when you're just on fire. And then all of a sudden your opponent just finds a way to get you in the hold and slow the entire match down. I mean, that's not going to cause the most pain Apollo Crews has ever felt, but again, it's more frustrating to him than anything. And Aiden English, here's where he can do some damage, but right here, doing some damage to his own ass. And Apollo Crews is about ready to take advantage of it. He's got Aiden English not knowing where he is. God damn! What a bicycle kick to the side of the face right there. English somehow able to kick out at the count of 2. Miraculously, this match will continue. But Apollo's saying not for long as he's got English up once again. And he's looking for that cruise control and he hits it. But once again, the frickin' Gentleman's Club always having each other's back. Lars Sullivan provides a distraction while Jack Gallagher comes in the ring. But Apollo Crews able to eliminate him over the top rope as Lars Sullivan had the referee distracted. And fuck, oh my God! Big E! What the hell? Big E just ran right over Jack Gallagher. Why is Big E out here? Have we not seen enough of this guy in the last 2 weeks? Come on. Oh, he trips up Lars Sullivan. Lars hits the mat hard. Aiden English still down in the ring. Jack Gallagher just got freight trained on the ramp out of nowhere. And Big E is not done. Big E has some intentions in mind here as he's tearing apart the announce table, and he grabs Sullivan and he's lifting Sullivan up. What is he going to do? And Big E has got the monster up. Big E, no! Oh my God! Big E just planted himself a field full of Lars Sullivans right there. My God! This match has turned into complete chaos as Big E exits over the barricade wall back into the fans. Jack Gallagher still laid out, clutching his chest, rightfully so. Look at the destruction that this one man has caused. But look at the ring! Back in the ring, Apollo Crews has Aiden English up. Once again, a military press into that moonsault. 1, 2, and 3. That's it! Apollo Crews completes his road to retribution against Aiden English tonight. And finally, he may be able to put this matter to rest. and move on with his life. Unbelievable chain of events that just occurred. You gotta wonder, was Big E working with Apollo? Was Big E acting under his own actions? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what develops there, but the story right now, again, Apollo Crews able to pick up that victory and finally put his demons to rest here tonight. Congratulations goes out to Apollo. I look for some big things in this guy's future, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we think, wait a minute. What? Oh my God, no! Samoa Joe is making his way out here, and you can see, boy, what an intense stare down we have going on there as Apollo Crews just walks on. Joe seems to be content with that as he makes his way out to the ring now, as we're trying to get everything cleaned up out here. The Gentlemen's Club is making their way back. And Samoa Joe's grabbed a microphone. Looks like he's got something to say, as he's been causing chaos and running rampant all night. Well, yeah, that's beyond clear. Well, can't argue that point. He did state that as long as he's not being fed the competition that he finds suitable, he's going to be creating his own chaos, and all of the WWE Universe heroes will fall. Oh, wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? How is this going to get any worse? You put 3 men in the hospital tonight, Joe. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. And I hope CM Punk's watching this, because Joe is done. Joe has redlined. Joe has reached his final straw. And we're going to follow him back here and see what's up. Looks like he's back in the gorilla position. And he's heading right for Punk's office. I believe that's CM Punk's office. And Samoa Joe. And Punk welcoming Samoa Joe, telling him to grab a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beyond out of time. We're going to have to pick this up next week. We thank you for joining us. Good night.